All right, we are moving onward and upward. We are on day number 7. Your video is all set, and now it's just time for distribution. Now, you might be wondering why I have a whole day for distribution. Well, there's a reason for this. And I'm going to tell you, this is one of the big secrets of getting your video seen is distributing it, there we go, properly. Distributing your video is very important because it needs to be able to be seen. People need to be able to find it and to be able to use certain key phrases and keywords to be able to see it. And as we know, when you are labeling things for SEO purposes, you're basically talking to a computer. And I'm going to talk about a few things regarding that. So first thing when it comes to distributing it is, of course, we need to output our video. Now, a couple of things I am going to talk to you about is, of course, the resolution for your video. Now, I have an example here. Here is one of my videos here in iMovie. And of course, if you look down here, you can just hit that share button down there and it'll bring up some options. And you'll see, oh, hey, I can go right to Facebook and I can go right to YouTube from here. I'm going to tell you right now, don't do it. The reason for this is that you don't get a chance to input the proper information for distribution when you do it this way. It just kind of throws it up there like to your personal profile. Same thing for YouTube. You don't get a chance to really put in all the keywords and things that you need. So don't do it that way. Okay, so what I'm going to recommend is that you just save the video, and then it's going to ask you at what resolution you want to save the video. Medium, large, HD, or really big HD. Now, for Facebook, it only needs to be 720. You don't want to make it larger than that because then Facebook will compress it and it will be ugly. Okay, it's not good with the compression. It looks terrible. But you are actually going to need to save this in 2 file sizes. You're going to want to save it in the 720 if you're going to save it to Facebook. And you're also going to want to put it in 1080. And the reason why I want you to save it in 1080 is that you need to save it at the largest file resolution possible. The reason for this is that when it comes to movies and that sort of thing, resolution will always go up. And so it's always good for you to have a hard copy in its largest resolution possible. Okay? Always keep a hard copy for yourself. And when I say hard copy, I mean digital copy for you. Okay, so let's say you're going to distribute it now. When it comes to distribution, if you're familiar with Yoast SEO, it's actually very similar when you think about it that way. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. We're going to go to one of my YouTube videos here. Now, this is for, hey, well, look at that. It's for the 321 challenge. Now, there's some things I want to kind of point out and bring your attention to here is, first of all, this title needs to be, of course, search engine optimized. Okay, so if you are teaching like how to make a hat, you're going to, of course, how to make a hat. So this is the title. Below it is the description box. You are going to want to make sure you repeat that title in the description box, okay? So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to make sure that that is there because you want that whole phrase repeated in there. Now the other thing, go away. The other thing that you're going to want to make sure is that you have the title right here also in your keywords or tags down here. Now, the other thing when it comes to tags is that you just want to try to max out as many tags as possible that has to do with it. So here I have DIY video for bloggers, video for beginners, video production for dummies, how to make a video, the 321 challenge. And I, of course, can put in a lot more there. You're going to make sure that you think this through and think out as many tags as possible to put in here. And you're going to want to think about the long tail. So it's very nice and specific for your video. All right, so that's one thing. The other thing when it comes to YouTube videos is that there is, there's translations. I'm going to tell you, just don't even worry about that one just yet. Monetization. I don't have this monetized because I'm selling something, but if you are putting up your video, you want to make money, you're going to make sure that that is on, okay? And advanced settings, of course, you can get as specific with this as you want. Make sure you've got your copyright on it and that sort of thing. Now, a couple of other things that are important is that if you look up here at the top, The other like big deal, oh, it would help if I saved my changes, would it not? The other big deal that I really want you to pay attention to is closed captioning. And the reason why I want you to pay attention to closed captioning is that that is information for the computer. When you are submitting stuff, you are talking to robots, okay? And the more information you give a robot, the more likely it is that it'll point people to you the right way. So closed captioning is just another form of SEO. So make sure that if you have anything verbal, go ahead and make sure you have closed captioning for that. Now, for this particular video, we didn't do anything verbal, but you could do closed captioning for any text that you have on screen because that isn't necessarily closed captioning friendly. Does that make sense? So that is a possibility for you. Rather than worrying about doing just everything that you can hear verbally, you can also do it for the cards as well. The other thing is that closed captioning can be ran through Google Translate, and that can also broaden your audience as well. Is it accurate? Not necessarily, but it is, at least someone could get the gist of what you're talking about or what's on screen. Okay, so that's just a few things that I want you to make sure to take a look at. You have this all filmed out, and then of course you can either publish it immediately, or you also, if you have properly registered your YouTube channel through Google+, you can schedule it out. And I actually do recommend scheduling it out just because, especially if you commit to having your videos appear on certain days, which is a really good way of building your audience. I personally don't do that because I know I can't stick to it. Just being honest with that one. But you really need to consider when you're going to publish. Never publish on a Friday evening. No one's going to see it. Everyone's out doing something else. They're not watching your YouTube channel, as awesome as it is. Okay. And also, I'd even recommend not even necessarily publishing on weekends. Weekdays tend to do better. Okay, so that is distribution. And yeah, it takes a little more detail. And the other thing is, when it comes to Facebook, I would also recommend closed captioning things on Facebook as well when you have verbal, just because people don't always like to listen to the audio, but they will watch the text on screen. And again, you're just giving the SEO robot more information so people can find you. So distribution actually takes some time. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to take just a day to discuss it, because I think some people are like, oh, thank goodness, it's done. And I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I can just throw it on up there and people will see my magnificence. They won't unless you do all of those little SEO things just right. Okay, so label your videos, use all the tags that you can, use the best tags, and repeat the title of your video in your description box. And I would say that also applies to Facebook as well. And close caption it, even if you have just text on it, try to close caption the text as well to see if you can help those numbers come up. Okay, so go out there, distribute your video. Once distributed, leave a comment so I can check out your video and see how you're doing. Okay, have a great day, and we are going to start a new video tomorrow. So take a deep breath, get a good night's rest, and I'll see you tomorrow.